Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us here at News 12 Long Island. I'm Jill Conway. Begin with a developing story in Patchogue this morning. There's been, as Natasha mentioned, a serious crash on Sunrise Highway. You can see two badly smashed cars in this video. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello.
Good morning to you
Hello.
this
How are
morning.
you?
What kind of problems are you facing now, so many hours after the storm, after the rain goes away? What are you facing this morning? Texting, speeding, and drunk, all behind the wheel. Those are the allegations against this woman.
I'm Drew Scott.
And I'm Jill Conway. A vase left to honor the departed loved one disappeared from St. Charles Cemetery, and it's the second time it's happened in the last 2 months. The heavy winds also wreaked havoc across the island, downing hundreds of trees and littering the streets and yards with debris. A painful new painkiller has addiction experts worried about a potential wave of abuse. A key approval for Nassau County's controversial budget. NYFA, the state's financial watchdog agency, has approved the 2012 budget and multi-year spending plan. Let's go now to meteorologist Rich Hoffman with an update on this wild weather this morning, Rich. Well, if you want a bike for Christmas but don't think Santa will deliver, don't worry. News 12 Long Island's Elizabeth Hassaken shows us how you can get a bike for free in today's Go Green with 12. Here's another dog, Kanya, who's looking for a home. Oh, they're coming right. You're coming up in a few minutes. We got to find these little puppies some homes, hopefully for the holidays and beyond. Look at that. All right, but first, we do have the news of the day. Do winter gloves get in the way when you text or surf the web on your smartphone? We'll have a high-tech solution in the download up next. We are taking you to a live update by President Barack Obama on the latest developments in the payroll tax cut debate. Let's listen in. Singer George Michael will be able to celebrate Christmas at home in London. Here's your entertainment news now. The former frontman for the pop group Wham was reportedly released from a hospital in Vienna today. Michael was hospitalized last month because of severe pneumonia. The Kardashians are denying claims that they use child slave labor to make some of their merchandise, according to TMZ. The human rights group says it is investigating claims that Chinese workers as young as 16 work in their factories. The reality family says it's not true, insisting they have people who are constantly patrolling for any possible violations. Well, White Castle may soon have beer and wine on the menu. The fast food chain is testing the move at one shop in Indiana. Customers in Lafayette can now buy a domestic brew for $3 or a glass of wine for $4.50. If this test is successful, alcohol could eventually be available at other locations. And this morning, we'll be getting an update on jobless claims. We'll also get a snapshot of the economy from the Commerce Department. Let's take a look at the numbers now. The Dow added 4 points yesterday to close at 12,107. The Nasdaq lost 25 points to finish at 2577. S&P 500 gained 2 points to close at 1243. And this morning, Japan's Nikkei dropped 64 points to finish at 8395.
News 12 Long Island's Jill Conway live in Hicksville with a preview. Jill.
Well, Elizabeth, it's an important day in politics. In Iowa, Mitt Romney won by only 8 points. Today, he is the front runner in New Hampshire as they head to the polls. Months of shaking hands and kissing babies have come down to this, voting day in the New Hampshire GOP presidential primary, the first primary in the nation. Mitt Romney is the favorite to win here, but by how much is anyone's guess. His team says New Hampshire is a must-win after pulling off a slim victory in the Iowa caucuses last week. John Huntsman has jumped in the polls here recently after devoting so much of his time. Rick Santorum, Newt Gingrich, Ron Paul, all hoping to gain momentum. Rick Perry, so low in the polls here, isn't even showing up today. Political strategist Larry Levy believes this is a shoo-in for Romney.
Romney almost certainly will win New Hampshire. If he doesn't, it'll surprise everybody.
The reason for that is simple, he says. This is Romney's neck of the woods. A former governor of neighboring Massachusetts, Romney owns a vacation home here, too. Levy thinks Romney could make political history tonight.
If he wins New Hampshire, he becomes the only Republican who has ever won Iowa and New Hampshire. And that's a lot of momentum moving into South Carolina.
Now, South Carolina's primary is January 21st. Republican voters say their main goal is simple here: get the strongest candidate who could beat Obama in November. In Hicksville, I'm Jill Conway, News 12, Long Island. Doug.